All right, this kind of explains where the F-150 videos have gone. Just trying to give an update. I know I've got a few people that'll watch this every now and then. So the truck's still here, of course. I've actually got the Husky liners for the rear fender wells in the back of the truck, and there's a bunch of firewood in there and stuff. So it's just been sitting there since Christmas. I also have a tailgate assist to put on the truck whenever I get time to, do that. If you look up here, that is a Grand Marquis. And I know a lot of people probably already know what that means, seeing this little guy here and this little guy here. So, to be clear, I have absolutely zero clue what I'm doing, okay? So, the whole deal is the F100 frame swap, whatever. It's not a frame swap per se, because the floor, as you see, was nasty and rotted. Inside in here, you can see I marked some stuff. I was gonna cut that all the way out, but I just cut out all the rot, and I'm gonna figure out what to do with that once I put the body, the cab, down onto the Grand Marquis. Because that may be completely covered. It may need to just be Rust-Oleum, get some Rust-Oleum, some kind of a protective paint put over that, patch a couple little pieces in that corner right there, and then just weld, the Crown Vic, or Grand Marquis firewall and sides or whatever to what's left here. So I may not have to do anything with that. I know that the dash, which I didn't know before I started doing this, you have to cut the damn thing out if you're gonna do it right. So I watched Little Boy Customs video this morning, and what he did was he went through here, and I think what I'm gonna do is get like a credit card, slide it in here so it stops. I'm gonna get a light on the back side in here, and I'm gonna find out where it stops. If it goes all the way back, then I might be able to, now this is my first time looking at it for real. I don't know where I could cut. You know what? I'm not going to cut this right here. I was sitting there thinking that I could just notch a piece of the side right here out. That way I don't have to put a Sawzall blade through the side and, end up messing a bunch of stuff up. Or maybe this part right here, maybe I can just cut a line there and it'll come off. But he stretched his dash out. So what happens with that in his video, so you see I've already kind of cleaned up all the rust and stuff that was in there. Because I knew I was gonna have to do something. I just didn't know when I started this that these dashes, because this is the first bump side I've ever taken apart to this extent. My brother had one in high school and my dad always had them, but we never went this far. I did not know that the dash is welded to the firewall. So taking that out is gonna be a son of a bitch. Pardon my French. That bracket in there behind the cluster has also got to come out. But going back to what I was fixing to say a minute ago, because I've got ADD and I forgot. He stuck a Sawzall blade in through here. And I'm just trying not to chew this up. It's gonna have to be painted anyway. So I'm gonna look behind here and see if I can just cut this tab, possibly. That way I can just pull it from there. But he cut here on both sides, and he pulled the dash from the bottom out, level with this, where like the little door seal metal or whatever. So this right here was pulled out to here. So the dash is flat pretty much. You see how it's angled back really bad. I mean, anybody that's got one of these knows. It angles inward a lot. So, but in him doing that, what happened was it tore the metal right through here. So there's a gap about the width of my finger right there on his. And then there's also a gap, of course, because there's already a gap here anyway. Bigger gap here. I'm not a metal working professional. This is all redneck garage, shade tree garage type crap. I mean, I've built stuff before. I've just never gone this far. Last time I touched a welder was 20 years ago, and I got an Eastwood. I got a compressor now. I got I've got all the stuff I need, but it's still trial and error. I'm going to make mistakes. It's going to be difficult to do. I know that I thought I was going to put the windshield in myself with that rope technique or whatever, but after digging that thing out of here, just removing it is a pain in the butt. My dad used to actually install windshields a long time ago, and I called him and asked him about this. He's like, you better call somebody and have somebody professionally install this, because it's a pain in the butt. He doesn't want to mess with it. So, because he's done a few of them, and I guess it takes two people, pushing and, kind of getting the windshield, especially with the back glass, pushing down on the glass with the seal or whatever, so that it slides down on this as far as possible while you're trying to get this corner, that corner, and then this corner and that corner. So supposedly that's how you do it. You go bottom, you go corner, 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 top. So supposedly that's how you do it, but he just straight up said, like, look, just pay somebody, the $100 or whatever, $150, whatever it's going to cost to do it, at least on the front. The rear, you can see the gap in the seal right here. I'm not used to filming, so my fingers don't always act right. There's a gap in the seal there. I don't know if this leaks. I have not seen it leak since it was sitting in my yard. I know the windshield does, and there was a bunch of water like just resting on this channel and stuff, especially on this side. So I know the windshield did leak, but I don't know about the back glass. The back glass looks like crap. It's got a bunch of silicone around the outside of it. This was a redneck engineered truck before I bought it, so there's going to be some things I'm going to have to deal with, but to be more cost effective, probably the front windshield first, side glass and stuff second, because that's probably, if you're looking at both doors, windshield and rear window, for all the seals and stuff, like the no rattle kit for the doors, and you're looking at, I'm just going to guess, just eyeballing stuff and kind of, looking around, it's probably $300 worth of seals and stuff, which, I mean, I might be able to find them cheaper somewhere else, but just looking around quickly, just kind of Google searching and stuff, you're like 150 for the doors, and then 75 for the windshield, and then I'm sure it's probably going to be 75 for the back glass too. And I've got all the silver, the stainless trim that goes in the seal. Haven't made my mind up if I'm going to put it back on or not. There is one little spot that's boogered up because the guy that had this truck before, you see all that silicone everywhere. One little spot on the bottom piece of trim, I actually had to pry pretty hard because it was glued in, and it put a little bit of a dent in one of the pieces of trim. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a body man. This is all going to be some redneck engineering stuff. I'm going to hide it with a grinder and some spray paint. So this is going to be a learning experience on top of a learning experience on top of a learning experience on top of, me, trying to just figure this crap out. So I don't know if I'll put the trim back on. I'm going to try to have the rest of this floor cut out. My grinder took a crap on me. And don't ever buy, like, cobalt tools. I use cobalt tools a lot. And I didn't know this. I'm sure that everybody's probably like, duh. But these freaking battery powered cutoff wheels and grinders or whatever, the only thing that they're good for, to be honest with you, is stuff like this, cleaning the metal. Because by the time I started here, I went all the way around, all the way down, all the way back, and all the way up. And when I got here, it died. The battery was fully charged when I used it, when I got it, put it on. They don't last long at all. And my grinder that I had, which is just a, cheap Harbor Freight, I've had it for 3 or 4 years. There's my new one. But I had one of those, and it just quit working on me. So I had to kind of do without yesterday and try to figure things out. That's why I didn't get anything done. But yeah, don't ever use one of those, because that battery lasts about 3 minutes, which is, whatever. Common sense would probably say that. So yeah, just, you know, stuff like that. Anyways, I'm gonna figure this stuff out. I'm gonna try to make some more videos on this stuff. I'm starting kind of late. Most people start when they have the car all together and the truck all together, and they go through the steps of taking stuff apart and trimming and all that stuff. And I'll do a video probably here this afternoon. I just probably won't be able to post it as soon, but I'll try to get some video of the car and kind of show where I started trimming, because I know there's a lot of videos out there. I've watched Nathan's Garage videos probably 100 times. But sometimes, you know, when you watch these kind of videos and stuff like that, and you kind of try to study everything and try to learn as much as possible, and you think you know everything, once you get into this stuff, and if you're doing it any different way, because I'm not using the Crown Vic dash, and the reason for that is I didn't really know if I wanted to use it. I didn't really like it, so in the process of taking the car apart, I literally ripped the dash out with my bare hands and broke it into 100 pieces, so I didn't have a choice. Of course, me being a dummy, that's before I knew that the dash had to be cut out because it was welded into the gosh dang firewall. So now I have to figure out that, cut that out, probably put an extension on the end of it, because it's probably going to have to come back towards the driver some. It probably will have to be extended some to fit that other firewall. So, you know, whatever, that's just trial and error, you know. So I'm trying to put together little stuff that maybe I've noticed that I didn't see before in other videos, like say this part right here. So like the rockers are rotten, so I cut out everything that was rotten and left what wasn't, because I didn't want to cut out any more than I had to. But the thing is, see that lower bump that looks like it's still green? You'll see the top, it looks yellow, brown, or whatever, it's dirty. The bottom half where it touches the rocker, that part is what I believe Nathan left on his, because that's a flat piece of metal to weld to. And there's flat metal under there, if you see here. See, there's a flat piece there. See, it's flat once you get past the lip. It's flat, but then you have the lip on the bottom. So, and it has a little bump right here. Of course, you know, the extension cord's in the way, but it comes up. So what the hell do I do with that? You know, so if you look right here, where that bump comes out, it's level, it's even with this piece here. So it would make sense to run a straight piece of metal all the way down the side to weld it up. But that side is rotten. Well, if you can see past the freaking nest over here, there, it's rotted. Where the little cab mount was, you see it's on that side where the floor mount is. This was rotten all the way through. So I had to take out a piece of that. I had no choice. So now, me not being a metal guy at all, ever, I've got a sheet of 16 gauge, which is hard as hell to manipulate. And I'm wondering if I should just go buy a sheet of like 22 gauge or whatever, something thinner. I've got to figure out how to fill in those gaps. So if anybody sees this video and has any suggestions, or you just want to call me a dummy, cool. Just as long as you drop a suggestion in the process, it would be very helpful. Because yeah, I'm kind of in a trial and error position. I'm going to redneck engineer something, but I don't know what the best route is to go. I don't have a vise yet. I've been buying tools like crazy. Money's running a little thin. Well, you know, thin. But, you know, I need to get a vise, I'm sure, and probably that'll probably help with the rockers. But anyways, any suggestions would be appreciated. Any kind of pointers, it's fine. And I'll try to keep it updated and stuff as I go along with this or whatever. I'm not, like I said, this is not something that I do on a regular basis. I don't film. I don't record anything when my wife and my stepdaughter are here, because one, they'd laugh at me, mess with me. I wouldn't be able to get the video done because I'd be out here laughing with them, because they'd be picking on me, because you know, that's just how we do things. And you know, another thing is, it's like I'm kind of shy anyway, so I wouldn't want to try to make a video like this with them, with their ears to the door, listening to me, because that's just what they do. So like I said, I'll try to make a video once a week. And if not, I will try to at least, you know, post in the Frame Swap Faction and F100 forums on Facebook to try and, number one, update folks. Number two, ask lots of questions, because yeah, this is kind of overwhelming. But anyways, the video's kind of long, so appreciate anybody who did watch, or even if you just watch a little bit of it, you know, hopefully you give it a like and a thumbs up or whatever. It helps a lot, and it keeps me kind of entertained with it, because, you know, making videos, I mean, this isn't hard holding a phone, but it's just kind of, like I said, it's kind of one of those things I watch more than I want to make, because I want to watch and learn and, you know, not give off the wrong advice. So, you know, if I do this, I want to make sure that I've done my research first, or I've my trial and error, whatever experience I've had with this, I'm telling somebody before they get into this, like I did. They go too far, they cut too much, they bite off more than they can chew. You know, I want to help somebody not do the things that I felt like I might have done, which I'm going to finish this. I'm not going to just give up on it, because I'm past that point. So, I mean, I'm going to get it finished. I'm determined to do that. So, but if it helps anybody, cool. Not in it to do any kind of, I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to, you know, be some freaking massive YouTuber or nothing. I'm just trying to help somebody that, hey, you know, this is not my therapy. This is something that I do when I get off of work, when I've had a hard day's work and I just want to piddle with some stuff. I want to help the next guy not hate something that he's using as therapy like I am. This is like this makes me relax. You know, messing with this stuff it's kind of relaxing, trying to figure stuff out. And it's fun. So, like, instead of sitting inside and playing video games or sitting inside watching TV, I'm physically up and doing something. It's, you know, it's good for you. And like I said, it's therapeutic, you know. So if I can help somebody not interrupt their happy day of working on their truck by giving them a little bit of advice, saying, hey, this is what I did, don't do that, then that's the whole reason to do this. So anyways, 17 and a half minutes. I'm gonna get off here. Thanks to anybody that watches, and I will try to get some more updates on the blue truck with the little stuff that I've got to do to it. It's pretty much done. I'm not gonna really do a whole lot else to it, motor wise or anything like that. So it'll just be cosmetics. But yeah, until next time.